Why is everyone leaving Canada in 2024? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, where I share with you the most interesting facts and insights about the world. Today, I'm going to talk about a very hot topic. Why are people leaving Canada? Canada is often seen as a land of opportunity, diversity, and freedom. It attracts millions of immigrants every year who hope to find a better life in this beautiful country. But did you know that Canada is also losing a lot of people who decide to pack their bags and move to other places? In fact, the number of immigrants who left Canada rose by 31% above the national average in 2017 and 20,191. That's a lot of people. So, what are the reasons behind this trend? Why are people leaving Canada? And where are they going? In this video, I'm going to give you 20 reasons why people are leaving Canada, based on research, statistics, and personal stories. Some of these reasons might surprise you, so make sure to watch till the end. Before we start, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss any of my future videos. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. I love to hear from you. Alright, let's get started. 1. High cost of living. One of the most common reasons why people are leaving Canada is the high cost of living. Canada is one of the most expensive countries in the world, especially when it comes to housing, food, transportation, and taxes. According to Number, a website that compares the cost of living across different countries, Canada ranks 24th out of 138 countries in terms of cost of living index 2. That means it's more expensive than countries like the UK, France, Germany, Japan, and Australia. For example, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in a city center in Canada is $1,636 Canadian dollar per month, while the same apartment in the UK costs $1,331 Canadian dollar. In France costs $1,057 Canadian dollar. In Germany costs $1,003 Canadian dollar. In Japan costs $1,000 Canadian dollar, and in Australia costs $1,722 Canadian dollar. That's a huge difference, and it's not just housing that's expensive in Canada. Food, gas, electricity, internet, phone, and other essentials are also pricey. According to Statistics Canada, the average household spent $63,723 Canadian dollar on goods and services in 2019. Which was an increase of 2.3% from $20,183. That means the average Canadian family needs to earn at least $80,000 Canadian dollar per year to cover their basic expenses, without saving or investing anything. No wonder many people are struggling to make ends meet in Canada, and are looking for cheaper alternatives elsewhere. 2. Stagnant wages. Another reason why people are leaving Canada is the stagnant wages. Despite the high cost of living, the average income in Canada has not increased much over the years. According to Statistics Canada, the median total income of Canadian households was $61,400 Canadian dollar in 2018, which was only a slight increase of 0.6% from $20,174. That means half of the Canadian households earned less than $61,400 Canadian dollar per year, which is barely enough to cover the average expenses. Moreover, the income inequality in Canada is also growing, as the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. According to the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives, the top 1% of income earners in Canada took home 13.3% of the total income in 2018, while the bottom 50% of income earners took home only 19.4%. That means the top 1% earned almost as much as the bottom 50% combined. This means that many Canadians are stuck in low-paying jobs, with little or no opportunities for career advancement, while the cost of living keeps rising. This creates a lot of frustration and dissatisfaction, and drives people to seek better opportunities elsewhere. 3. Lack of investment opportunities. A third reason why people are leaving Canada is the lack of investment opportunities. Canada is not a very friendly place for investors, especially for small and medium-sized businesses. Canada has a complex and burdensome tax system, which discourages entrepreneurship and innovation. According to the World Bank, Canada ranks 23rd out of 190 countries in terms of ease of doing business, and 99th in terms of ease of paying taxes. That means it's easier to start and run a business in countries like New Zealand, Singapore, Denmark, Hong Kong, and the US than in Canada. Canada also has a low level of economic freedom, which limits the choices and opportunities for individuals and businesses. According to the Heritage Foundation, Canada ranks 9th out of 180 countries in terms of economic freedom, and 4th out of 32 countries in the Americas region. That means it's less free than countries like Switzerland, Australia, Ireland, the UK, and the US. Canada also has a low level of innovation, which hampers its competitiveness and productivity. According to the Global Innovation Index, Canada ranks 17th out of 131 countries in terms of innovation performance, and 22nd in terms of innovation input. That means it's less innovative than countries like Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Germany, and the US. All these factors make Canada a less attractive place for investors who are looking for more dynamic and diverse markets with more potential for growth and returns. 4. Pool healthcare system. A fourth reason why people are leaving Canada is the pool healthcare system. Canada is often praised for its universal healthcare system, which provides free and equal access to medical services for all citizens and permanent residents. However, the reality is far from ideal. Canada's healthcare system is plagued by long wait times, limited resources, low quality, and inefficiency. According to the Fraser Institute, the median wait time for medically necessary treatment in Canada was 22.6 weeks in 2019, which was the longest ever recorded. That means the average Canadian patient had to wait almost half a year to receive the care they needed, which could have serious consequences for their health and well-being. According to the Commonwealth Fund, Canada ranks 10th out of 11 countries in terms of healthcare system performance, and last in terms of timeliness of care. That means Canada's healthcare system is worse than those of countries like Australia, France, Germany, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, and the US. According to the World Health Organization, Canada ranks 30th out of 191 countries in terms of health system efficiency and 35th in terms of health system responsiveness. That means Canada's healthcare system is less efficient and responsive than those of countries like Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, and the US. All these statistics show that Canada's healthcare system is not delivering the best outcomes for its patients and is in need of major reforms. 5. Government overreach. A fifth reason why people are leaving Canada is the government overreach. Canada is known for its strong and stable democracy, which respects the rule of law, human rights, and civil liberties. However, in recent years, many Canadians have felt that the government has become too intrusive, too controlling, and too wasteful. One example of government overreach is the carbon tax, which was introduced by the federal government in 2019 to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and fight climate change. The carbon tax imposes a levy on the consumption of fossil fuels, such as gasoline, diesel, natural gas, and propane, which increases the cost of living and doing business in Canada. The carbon tax is opposed by many Canadians, especially those who live in rural areas, who rely on cars and trucks for transportation, and who have limited access to public transit and renewable energy sources. The carbon tax is also challenged by several provincial governments, who argue that it infringes on their jurisdiction and sovereignty. Another example of government overreach is the COVID-19 pandemic, which has led to unprecedented restrictions and lockdowns imposed by the federal and provincial governments. To contain the spread of the virus and protect public health, the COVID-19 measures have included mandatory masks, social distancing, travel bans, curfews, business closures, school closures, and vaccine mandates, which have affected the lives and livelihoods of millions of Canadians. The COVID-19 measures have also raised concerns about the violation of civil rights and freedoms, such as freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, freedom of expression, and freedom of religion. These are just some of the examples of how the government has overstepped its boundaries and interfered with the personal choices and preferences of Canadians who value their autonomy and independence. 6. Limited rights and freedoms. A sixth reason why people are leaving Canada is the limited rights and freedoms. Canada is often regarded as a free and tolerant country, which embraces diversity and multiculturalism. However, in reality, Canada is not as free and tolerant as it claims to be. Canada has a number of laws and policies which restrict the rights and freedoms of its citizens and residents, especially those who belong to minority groups or who hold unpopular opinions. One example of limited rights and freedoms is the hate speech law, which criminalizes the expression of hatred, contempt, or ridicule towards any identifiable group based on their race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, or any other characteristic. The hate speech law is intended to prevent discrimination and violence, and to promote social harmony and inclusion. However, the hate speech law is also vague and subjective. 7. Harsh weather and climate. A seventh reason why people are leaving Canada is the harsh weather and climate. Canada is known for its cold and snowy winters, which can last for several months and sometimes even half a year. The average temperature in Canada is minus 5.6 degrees Celsius in January and 16.6 degrees Celsius in July. The lowest temperature ever recorded in Canada was minus 63 degrees Celsius in Snug, Yukon, in 1947. The highest temperature ever recorded in Canada was 49.6 degrees Celsius in Lytton, British Columbia, In 2021, Canada is also prone to natural disasters such as floods, wildfires, storms, earthquakes, and landslides, which can cause damage and disruption to the environment and infrastructure. According to the Government of Canada, there were 6,645 natural disasters in Canada between 1900 and 2020, which resulted in 9,984 deaths, 227,842 injuries, and $208 billion Canadians in economic losses. Many Canadians are tired of the extreme and unpredictable weather and climate in Canada, and are looking for warmer and more stable places to live. All these reasons show that Canada is not the best or the only option for everyone, and that there are many personal and professional reasons why people might leave Canada and move to another country, which are valid and respectable. To conclude, these are some few reasons why people are leaving Canada, based on research, statistics, and personal stories. Some of these reasons might resonate with you, and some of them might not. Some of these reasons might be positive and optimistic, and some of them might be negative and pessimistic. Some of these reasons might be common and general, and some of them might be rare and specific. The point is not to judge or criticize anyone who decides to leave Canada or to stay in Canada, but to understand and appreciate the diversity and complexity of the human experience and the choices and preferences of the individual. Canada is a great country, and it has a lot of advantages and benefits, but it also has a lot of challenges and drawbacks, and it is not for everyone. There are many other countries in the world, and each one has its own pros and cons, and its own appeal and charm. The decision to leave or stay in Canada is a personal and professional one, and it depends on many factors and circumstances, which are different for each person. There is no right or wrong answer, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. The best thing to do is to do your own research, weigh your own options, and follow your own heart. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new and interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. I love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.